If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. Let's talk about this new Dreamville mixtape, D-Day, together with DJ Drama, that Gangsta Grillz mixtape again, that dropped last Friday on April 1st. Because it actually dropped on Thursday, March 31st at 7 p.m. But still, it was like one of those releases last week. I already made videos leading up to it, and then also a review of it, which you can check out, that dropped about 2 days ago. And if in case you want to get my opinion on this, but I thought that this thing was amazing. It cemented Cole's spot as one of the goats in the game, especially also his role as the executive producer of the whole thing together with DJ Drama, and that's also what Royce da 5'9" said. But I go into all of that in that video, so make sure you go check that out. Today I wanted to go into the possibility that we might be getting a Revenge of the Dreamers 4, because this thing is just a mixtape, and we're going to go over all the facts and over all the evidence we have that we're actually getting a Revenge of the Dreamers 4, and this is not actually the new Dreamville record, the big one. So let's jump straight into this. So obviously, ever since it got announced on the day that it dropped, we knew that this was not Revenge of the Dreamers 4, because this was a special, out of series mixtape together with DJ Drama that Dreamville just did. And DJ Drama would never host a official, Revenge of the Dreamers 4. You got to see that the Revenge of the Dreamers series has just expanded and grown over the years. I mean, the first one was really low key, not even there at all. The second one was still very close to the core Dreamville people, but then the third one was the one that really, made a lot of waves and that people were noticing Dreamville again. And so this means that the fourth one will be a stepping stone yet again. And I think that this mixtape is just to give people, a taste of what Dreamville still has in them, and a taste of what's to come with Revenge of the Dreamers 4. Revenge of the Dreamers 4 would never have been just announced on the same day that it dropped. Revenge of the Dreamers 4 is the big album that would, get a big rollout, and that would get announced weeks before it dropped, and we would have singles before that. We would have, some sort of connection with a tour or with a festival, even though a Dreamville festival did happen right after this mixtape drop, but it wasn't announced with it. So people bought tickets for that festival before they knew that this tape dropped. Of course, they now use that festival to promote the new songs on there, obviously, so it only made sense. But there are still a couple of things that also point towards that, aside from just my own personal interpretation of this thing just not being the next big album. So let's go over a couple of them. So first of all is the name of the whole thing, because this is called D-Day, and we went into this in that other video that I made, but we're going to look at what this term actually means. So if you've watched my other video, you already know this, but D-Day, first of all, in the Second World War, this was the day that the United States invaded France in order to attack Germany from there. Now, aside with all those history lessons, this is also a term used in the military to describe the day on which a combat attack or operation is to be initiated. So I already said this in that other video, but this kind of could mean that they've now set something, they've put it in gears. They are now ready to roll. They are, the operation, the combat attack is initiated with this tape. And then afterwards, the actual attack and combat, figuratively speaking, of course, is coming, which is then Revenge of the Dreamers 4. Now, this is, of course, could be theory, but the name D-Day kind of means that. D-Day is the day that all the soldiers drop in, and then they attack after that. And this could mean that we are getting Revenge of the Dreamers 4 this summer. That's kind of my guess on that one. But also on two of the tracks, I kind of picked this up while listening to the album, and I wanted to give this to y'all just so y'all can get a bigger picture of what's going on. So first of all, we have the track Freedom of Speech, that was the solo Cole track on here, which I really liked. And at the end of this track, he says something. There's an outro with DJ Drama and Cole both speaking that reads, reads. You know what I mean? And that'll be all, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you coming out for tonight. If you want to check us next time, same location. We know to fuck shit up every time we step on this motherfucking stage. That's right. And this just a mixtape. You asked for it. Ebe, what up? So in here, they are saying if you want to check us next time, same location, suggesting that there is something still coming that we could check out. And also him saying, and this is just a mixtape. So suggesting and implying that an album is also in the works, and this is just a mixtape. So that is number one of the quotes that, you know, kind of hints towards that as well. The second one is on the Earth Gang track, Everybody Ain't Shit. And this track, I didn't really like it that much. Yeah, I've heard enough Earth Gang after that Ghetto Gods record. But in the outro, also DJ Drama says, "Are we talking teams? I'm gonna let y'all keep the discussion going about who's the best, who's got the hottest bars, the illest flows. It's cool. I'm gonna remind y'all, in wartime, make sure you send your finest spitters to come do combat." So again, this reference to wartime and then also combat, the themes that we just talked about in our discussion of the term D-Day. And he's saying that in wartime, you are to send your finest spitters to then do this combat, which in this case is the roster of Dreamville. So DJ Drama is sending out his finest spitters to do and execute the combat. And in this day, he's kind of deploying them, and then next in line could be a bigger album. So that's kind of what we have. That's kind of my own speculation. Just to run through it real quick again, Revenge of the Dreamers 4 would never have been announced just on the same day. We have that definition of D-Day that suggests that there is something still coming, and this is only D-Day, and the actual attack is still coming later on, which will be Revenge of the Dreamers 4 this summer. And we have those two outros where J. Cole first of all says that this is just the mixtape, suggesting that something more is coming, and then also that outro to that Earth Gang track where DJ Drama says that you gotta send your finest spitters into combat in wartime, which also suggests that wartime is still coming and he's now deployed them on this, figuratively speaking, D-Day that is this record, and the actual combat and attack is still coming with Revenge of the Dreamers 4 this summer. Just my theory, of course, but I hope that I could, kind of convey this pretty convincingly to y'all. But of course, now let me know what you think about this. Do you think Revenge of the Dreamers 4 is still coming? What do you think about my theory? Do you think that it, could be true? Do you think that this is too far-fetched? And what are your, takes on all these pieces of evidence that I just presented? All of that, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.